Now we come to one of the biggest immigration stories in tonight's program, ladies and gentlemen. According to our report, the United States is preparing to revoke potentially up to 200,000 B1 and B2 visas belonging to people who entered the country on business or tourist visas and later sought asylum. And Indians could be significantly affected here. You know why? Because Indians have historically been among the largest groups receiving the US visitor visa. Well, the basic issue, it is the distinction between temporary travel and permanent immigration system here. Well, a B1, B2 visa is designed for activities such as tourism, business visit, or family travel. Asylum is completely different immigration process, by the way. The Trump administration is now arguing that some people may have used visitor visas just as a route to enter America and then pursue asylum in an effort to remain permanently. Well, the State Department has described this as an abuse of their US visa system. And now there is another distinction here. Seeking asylum, it's a legal process. But the government can still investigate whether somebody misrepresents their intentions when they were applying for that particular visa. And that is the core issue here. According to the report, the proposed action could target B1, B2 visas issued between 2016 and 2026 for the people who later sought the asylum. Well, that could potentially affect people whose visas were issued years before. And yes, that is what makes the whole story very, very significant. Immigration scrutiny is not necessarily limited to the moment you enter America. Remember that. Your immigration history can continue to matter later on too. The report also describes a much broader review of millions of visa holders and previous visa reallocation involving allegations of crime, fraud, immigration violations, and national security concern. But once again, there is a distinction here between a government proposal or reported plan and a final implemented policy. And viewers need to keep that distinction absolutely clear because immigration headlines, it can move very, very fast. A proposed action, it can become a policy. A policy can face lawsuit. A court can block it. And the final result, it can be very different from the original announcement. But there's another story where the whole situation is much more immediate. And that one has nothing to do with Washington. It is unfolding in the Himalayas. From immigration documents in America, we now turn to the disaster in Nepal, where hundreds of travelers were suddenly cut off from the outside world.